Hey there, guys. I'm meteorologist Robert Spett. I want to talk about that extended forecast out here in the Western Pacific and what we're seeing set up here just a bit. Maybe it's a couple tropical systems as we go ahead to late next week, about a week out to 2 weeks out. Two separate systems that could get interesting here, all setting up around this big old area of convection just towards the south of Guam. Even have this broad rotation in here. Not a concrete LPA at this time, but definitely increase in this convection. And it does look like it's going to continue to kind of kick off here towards the north and west and eventually interact with a bit of a classic shear line set up here. And that's when you get these northerly winds coming in out of Japan. Here goes our low cruising off here, and watch this right here, that dashed white line right there, the classic setup of shear line. You get that northeasterly flow hating that tropical air, trying to fight up against it, and that collision, that convergence allows for that upward vertical motion of air and sets up these showers extending all along that line back towards Visayas here by Tuesday over towards Wednesday. Northeast monsoonal flow still dominating parts of Luzon, but eventually that is going to work its way into the Philippines, and it could, I should say, by late next week. The ECMWF really wants to pick up on that. For now, I mean, you could just see where that classic shear line setup is right there. That interaction and why we always talk about those showers. And even in this graphic, you see that as we watch that rotation right here. Watch as it goes towards the north, and you still see that northeasterly flow back here in parts of Luzon, but that starts to have that interaction. So I think it's one of those classic signs that really could increase showers as we go into Visayas by next week. For tomorrow, not quite there. We're still dealing with a northeasterly flow. That means parts of Luzon, still places like Iligan, loads of sunshine in your forecast. All right, so I want to stress this. So at this point, this is still kind of early. JTWC doesn't even have an invest out here. But if we compare, let's say this is the ECMWF by the 4th. So by the 4th here, ECMWF showing a pretty decent storm. GFS kind of keeps it further towards the east. At this point, I do think that we could see something run along that shear line, try to develop at least an LPA or tropical depression by mid to late next week. If it does continue to drift west, which is a potential, definitely the higher winds would be on the northern periphery as it interacts with that shear line. You can see that here. Look at that big broad extent of the winds. ECMWF will compare it up. Big broad extent of the winds here as well. That would be that interaction with the northeast monsoon. So at this point, that's something we want to watch out for. Now, before I draw this out too much and kind of lose your guys' attention, I do also want to point out the GFS. So we had the first storm here by the 2nd, 3rd, over towards the 4th, and then it really wants to spin up a secondary one. This has been several days in the making, one run after another, trying to get a storm to push into southeastern Luzon or somewhere in eastern Visayas. I've been talking about this. By the 8th over towards the 9th. That would be the anniversary, of course, of Yolanda, 10 years. Not saying exactly that would happen, my goodness, by no means. But at this point, we got to watch every single one of these waves very carefully. Here's the spaghetti plots, showing the 3rd over to the 4th, that first low. That's what those 3 circles kind of indicating, some consolidation in there. And then we look beyond that. Now, look at all this consolidation by the 9th out here in the Philippine Sea. That is eyebrow raising at the very least. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at here for today, guys. If you have any questions about it, let me know in the comment box down below. I'll do my best to, as long as you watch the whole video, which at this point you have. What grinds my gears is when people ask the questions that are very obviously talked about in the video. Last one, for example, I did a 3-minute spiel about Otis and how incredible that was out in Mexico, and a few people have asked the question, what are your takes on Otis? I'm like, obviously you didn't watch the video, guys. So yeah, anyways, I hope these videos do help you guys at the very least. So thanks for watching. If you want to support this channel, if it does help, check out our Patreon. Link is down below. At the very least, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll never put this stuff behind a paywall, but it does help out. Even the little donations, $2 a month, for example. So that's all for today. As always, thanks for watching. And of course, number one thing is, as always, stay safe out there. Bye.